This video is designed to help you start a frozen food business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's a frozen food business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful frozen food business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. The first thing to do, once deciding to get into the frozen food business, is to determine who you want to sell to. You can sell to individuals, grocery stores, or restaurants. If you have a good number of restaurants around you, that will be a plus to your frozen food business. You can sell directly to them. However, it is important that you establish a good credit policy, as many restaurants will like to buy on credit. If most of your sales are on credit, this may affect your liquidity. How do you want to sell to your target market? Would you include delivery service? If you do, this will increase your market potential. But you should know how to factor delivery cost into your price. Choosing a location. You need a good location to succeed in the frozen food business. A frozen food business is not the type of business you can locate in a hidden place. You need a place with a good traffic of people. You need a place where people can easily dash in and pick what they need, on their way going home. Of course, such place may be somehow expensive, but it will pay off at the end of the day. A market where people buy food items and soup ingredients can be a good place to locate a frozen food business. This is just an example. Other places like major bus stops are also okay. For emphasis, if you are starting a frozen food business, choosing a good location is very important. Decide on your suppliers. Having access to reliable suppliers is a key to the success of a frozen food business. People will demand your product daily. It will be very disappointing for customers to get to your shop, only to discover that you are out of stock. Nothing can drive customers away from you like this. People will prefer going to a place where they are sure of getting what they want anytime. Having a reliable source of supplies that can guarantee constant supply of stocks is very important. Not only that, you should buy from suppliers who can offer you a good price. The competition in the frozen food market can be high. The only way to ensure profitability is for you to be able to control your costs. If you have access to good suppliers, who can be selling to you at discounted prices, it can give you a cost advantage over your competitors. With this, you can afford to provide bonuses to your loyal customers that will make them happy. Buying equipment. The main equipment you need to start a frozen food business are these. Freezers. This is the main equipment you need to keep your items frozen. You can buy new ones, but if you don't have enough money for this, you can buy a fairly used freezer. If you are not buying a new one, it is advisable that you allow a technician to go with you to help you access the state and working conditions of the fairly used one you want to buy. This will ensure that you won't be spending money on repairs and maintenance. How big you want to start will determine the number of freezers you will need to buy. Generators. Access to a constant source of power is a must for anyone that wants to start a frozen food business. In case of power failure, you need generators that have capacity to carry your freezers effectively. If the electrical power is reliable, one generator will be okay for you. But if you depend heavily on generators to power your freezers, it is advisable to have 2 generators. If any of them breaks down, you can use the second one for the time it will be repaired. Weighing scale. Some frozen food is sold in pounds or kilograms. Therefore, you need a weighing scale that you can use to measure the weight of what your customers are buying. Delivery van. This is not compulsory for someone that is starting a frozen food business when budget is tight. But if you wanted to offer home delivery, or you have grocery stores and restaurants as customers, then you need a delivery van. Other equipment you will need include tables, plank, cutlass, and knife. This will help you serve the individuals who might request that you cut the fish, chickens, and turkeys for them. This is part of your customer service. Marketing. A good location plays a major part in your marketing. If you locate the business in a good place, you may not need to spend much money or effort on marketing. A banner or signboard in front of your store may be enough. However, if you want to be involved in home delivery, you may need to put on a website for your frozen food business. You can make it an e-commerce website, where people can place orders directly from the site. With this, you may need to place adverts on newspapers and online to direct traffic to the website. The next part of the video is not specific to a frozen food business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the frozen food business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful frozen food business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan, with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication, and willingness to sacrifice, to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. Finding a niche. Small businesses range in size from a manufacturer, with many employees, and millions of dollars in equipment, to the lone window washer, with a bucket and a sponge. Obviously, the knowledge and skills required for these two extremes are far apart, but for success they have one thing in common. Each has found a business niche, and is filling it. The most critical problems you will face, in your early planning, will be to find your niche, and determine the feasibility of your idea. Get into the right business at the right time, is very good advice, but following that advice may be difficult. Many entrepreneurs plunge into a business venture, so blinded by the dream, that they fail to thoroughly evaluate its potential. Is your business idea feasible? Before you invest time, effort, and money, the following exercise will help you separate sound ideas from those bearing a high potential for failure. Identify and briefly describe the business you plan to start. Identify the product or service you plan to sell. Answering yes to any of the following 3 questions means you are on the right track. A negative answer to all of them means the road ahead could be rough. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, how much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here is a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business? Must be divided into two parts, immediate costs, and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running a frozen food business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can, yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free frozen food business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.